Hi guys, T Davis Cole here with another Wealthy Mindset audio. And this audio is all about becoming an internet marketing superstar. Alright, so how many of you out there want to become an internet marketing superstar? The guru, right? The place where people come for valid information and advice and tips on how to leverage themselves on the internet. Alright, so in this audio, I'm going to be talking about that. I'm going to talk about branding your way to stardom. All right, so we'll be discussing a couple of things. All right, so talking about why you need a compelling brand story, and we're also going to discuss the elements of your highly converting brand story. All right, and also free enterprise, your great exchange. And I'm also going to talk about how to create valuable content that keeps your fans coming back for more. And you'll also learn how you can build and maintain lasting virtual relationships with your customers and clients. The objective is to help you use your brand story to connect with your target audience and to call them to action. All right. So that's what we're going to be aiming for today. And I'm popping my face in. I'm going to try to do it a little bit more often for you guys. But that's what we're going to be covering. And we're also going to discuss the elements of a highly converting brand story. And we're going to go ahead and get started right now. So brand your way to online stardom. All right. If you want to be an online superstar, this is how you do it. So you want to have a highly converting brand story. All right. So when you're talking about the elements of a highly converting brand story, you got to make sure that the story is very authentic. All right. So you don't want to duplicate your story. You don't want to try to be like anyone else. I mean, you can have mentors and people that you look up to, but you want to make sure that you bring in your own personality, bring in your own brand, bring your own way into things, and make sure that you're also transparent, right? In a lot of my videos, guys, I'll tell you the truth about some of the mistakes I've made along the way and the reality of building an online business. And I just don't try to do the whole like perfect type, you know, videos or the perfect type, building your business, all this stuff, trying to be perfect, because it's not realistic and people know that it's not, and they can tell whether you're being transparent. So just be yourself. That's the best rule that I can give you, or the best advice I could give you, is to just be yourself. Be very, very transparent, and let people know, who you are, right? You want to make sure that you sharpen your axe, and you understand your niche, and you're very educated on how to lead people to success and whatever it is that you're teaching people to do. But in the process of doing all of that, you want to be yourself, and you also want to be relatable. I remember when I first started online, especially with my Wealthy Mindset audios, and I'm still going back and I'm redoing some of the audios. I had heard someone, heard their audio collection and heard their little broadcast, and they had this amazing beginning, right? You are listening to and all this stuff. So I tried to mimic that, and I went back later and listened to all those audios I had recorded with that beginning, with that beginning little pitch to it, and I really didn't like it because it wasn't me. It was like, you're listening to Wealthy Mindset audios and all this stuff, but that's not me. So I feel like, when you are being authentic and being transparent and being yourself, people can actually relate to you, and those people who are meant to be attracted and related to you, they're gonna come, and they're gonna be attached. And another thing is, when you're being yourself, you don't have to worry about trying to remember how to be, right? Because you're being yourself. And as you begin to, again, sharpen your axe and be very knowledgeable in your field, right? What's going to end up happening is that, you're going to be comfortable in your own skin because you know your information, so you could put a little personality into it. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, guys. So I did say axe, right? Sharpen your axe. Okay. All right. So, you want to make sure it includes a brief background summary about you. Like in a lot of my little ebooks and different things, I write a little short synopsis about myself. I grew up in the foster care system, and I didn't know anything about building wealth. And it was just a really difficult time. I was a teen parent. I went through all of those different things, went through a marriage, a divorce, all kinds of stuff. And I don't like go through like pages and pages and pages or hours and hours and hours of that. But I do talk about, where I came from so that people can know a little bit about me and kind of understand where I'm coming from. And somebody may be able to relate to that because, I didn't come from money. I didn't come from wealth. All I knew was that there had to be a better way, right? So I do tell a little bit about my background very briefly. You don't want to spend a lot of time talking about yourself because it's really not about you. It's about the consumer. About the client or about the customer. So you gotta, be able to tell your story in a way where someone can relate to it, but they know that you're there for them. Okay, so the more you do it, the more comfortable you're gonna get with it. So you may feel a little awkward at first, but over time, you'll find yourself getting more comfortable with, telling a little bit about yourself. All right, so more about a highly converting brand story. You gotta be able to describe the day everything changed for you. So, a converting brand story describes that day. What day really brought you to a place where you knew something had to change? All right. So for me, it was the day that I literally didn't have any gas in my car, and I planned on staying home for the weekend with my children. And I told them we don't have any money, but I should have some money on Monday. I was hoping the child support would come through or something on that Monday. And so it was a Friday. I barely made it home, didn't have no gas. And what ended up happening was over the weekend I got really sick and I had a fever and all this stuff, and I didn't have any money, didn't have no gas, couldn't go to the store. So I was laying in the bed literally struggling with a fever, and I'm like, who struggles with a fever? Like, we're not in the 18th century or anything like that. So and I looked at my account. I think I had like 18 cents or something in my account. So that was the day where I was like, God, something's got to change, because here I am, I'm laying here, I can't even get to a store to get like a Tylenol or something simple for a fever, and I just can't live this way anymore. So literally suffering that weekend and going through all of that, and I'd done the whole working 12-hour shifts, and I was in college at the time, but at the same time I didn't have enough money to put gas in my car and buy myself a $2 Tylenol. So that's my day that everything changed, the $2 Tylenol. That's what I name it. All right. And, that was the day that everything changed for me. I remember listening to Jim Run's story, the day that everything changed. And he was saying he was a grown man with a wife and a child, and a little Girl Scout came and knocked on his door, and she was trying to sell some Girl Scout cookies, and the box of cookies was $2. Well, he had to make up a story and lie to the little girl, told her he had already brought plenty of cookies from other Girl Scouts, which was a lie, because he didn't have the $2. And that's when it dawned on him, I am a grown man and I'm married and I don't have $2 to buy some freaking Girl Scout cookies. All right. So that was the day his life turned around. He ended up becoming a world renowned speaker and, a representative for Abunda Vita and $1 million, a producer and things like that. So guys, you got to sit back and dig deep, and you got to think about that day. What day changed it all for you? Why are you watching this video? What happened in your life that caused you to say, I've got to change. I need to build a business. I need to earn more money. I need to get my life together. All right. So think about that. And that's something you may want to jot down. You can even make notes now, because later you'll find a little ebook all about becoming an online superstar, and I talk about all of that in there, and I outline it in very much detail. Okay. And also there's an audio available to you as well. So there's a lot of little parts to this series that can help you create a highly converting brand story. Okay. All right. So your highly converting brand story talks about the reasons for your journey. Okay, again, what they turned everything around for you. Was it also, you got to start to think about, did you begin to think about your family, or maybe you wanted to make some investments, or you wanted to live your life a little differently than what you've been taught. Maybe you're tired of working that job, all those hours and still not having enough money to make ends meet. What is your reasons for your journey? So you want to make sure that you document that as well. And it also outlines the problem associated with your current pursuit. So as I got, into the internet marketing and started to learn more about building a business online, my biggest issue was no one had the whole story. Everywhere you went, people will promise you things, and then you get inside and you find out it's, you're only going to be promoting their product, or they're not going to teach you this part or not going to teach you that part. Maybe they'll teach you a traffic strategy, but they're not teaching you the foundational principles that's going to help you become a successful entrepreneur. Or maybe it's all motivation and no real strategies that's going to help you build a business. So that was the issues that I was having. Everybody, and then in a sense, everybody was kind of saying the same thing, and it was like still wasn't getting me anywhere from what my goals were. So I was able to reach into that empty spot within the marketplace and build a business all about changing the game, all about literally taking you from step one all the way down to the end, right? As far as planning, developing, and launching your online business, and not so much focusing on, even though I have an affiliate program, not so much focusing on sell my product, sell my product, sell my product, but actually taking the time to find out what is it that you want, right? What is it that you need, and helping you to mold a business based on that. Okay. So that's what I couldn't find in the marketplace. All I could find was buy more products, sell my product, do this, do that, right? Not buy a product that's going to help me launch my vision. Okay. So what problems did you find, right, as you were out there within your niche trying to solve a problem, trying to, what irritated you, what got underneath your skin, and what just got you to the point where you're like, there's got to be a solution, right? Perhaps you are that solution, and you need to find the answer for a market of people who are probably searching for the same answer. So that's another thing. So a highly converting brand story, guys, I want to warn you that it is storming. So if you hear a little thunder, I apologize, because my desk is right next to the window. So I'm going to be cutting this short because I do see lightning, and I want to go ahead and probably turn this off. But I'm going to try to finish this video. But I want you to know that a highly converting brand story offers a solution to the problem. Again, even though you went on talking a little bit about yourself, where you came from, you told a little bit about the day that, hey, everything had to change. This was enough. Like, I can't take anymore. All right. And then going from that point to talking about the different aspects of your journey and the problem that you couldn't solve, right? And kind of what the solution is, right? So now that's where you're at the solution. What is the solution to the problem? Okay, is it some affiliate product that you found that solved your problem and that you're promoting? Is it a product that you're building and creating yourself that you're going to be promoting? What is the solution to the problem that you exposed in your brand story? Okay, so you're helping people relate to you by exposing that problem, but now you got to give them a solution. So a good branding story will have a solution to the problem. Click the link below, right? Where is it going to lead them? An affiliate offer, a network marketing offer, or your own personal business offer? Okay, and again, it's going to include that call to action. Click the link below. What is in the link below? An answer, right? Because why? You can relate to me. I have a story. I have a journey. I have a disgusting day in my life when everything needed to change. And guess what? I had so many issues with this problem. Maybe you're suffering from the same issue. Maybe you can't find products and services that helps you focus on your brand. All right. But here's the solution. If you want to build a business and you want to build it your way, you want to click the link below, right? So whatever your product, services, or solution is, that would be in your brand story. Click the link and get access to the solution right now. Okay. All right. So authentic, transparent, and relatable. All right. So when it is authentic, transparent, and relatable, is simply original, so it can't be duplicated. And although your products and services may be similar to others out there in the marketplace, it's going to help you do what? It's going to help you stand out from the crowd, because your fans can connect with you in a real way. So people follow personalities, they don't necessarily follow brands, okay? So there's a lot of businesses out there who offer all kinds of different things, but what's going to make people follow you is them being able to relate to you, them being able to believe that you have the answer to their problem, and them being able to believe that they can connect to you and get a solution to their problem, okay? So all right, so briefly discuss where you came from and let your audience in on the background, on your background, so they can feel as if they know who you really are. So I talked about that earlier, having that background summary, telling them a little bit about yourself. All right, because then they feel like they know you. I told you about, the day everything changed, kind of recapping. Tell your audience about the day where enough was enough, and let them in on the moment you knew things must change. So we discussed that, but reiterating it here, okay? Making sure that your audience understands those things. All right. And then, when you share the epic day that everything just kind of came crashing down on you, it really speaks volume to those who are in similar situations, and it will inspire them as they listen to you, because they are ready to change too. All right, so all of that is a part of it. Again, it's important to reiterate, because you gotta, as you're listening even to this video, all right, take time to write down those things, right, that really impacted your life to the point where you're here watching this video right now. All right, so explain why you're looking for change, freedom, more income, or better health. Okay, so when I say explain why you were right looking for a change, maybe you could bring up whatever incidents. Again, there was a lady, I remember hearing a story about a lady who was trying to build a business because she literally wanted to have surgery so she could see for the very first time in her life. All right, so everybody has their different reasons as to why they're looking to change their lives. Was it freedom? Was it more income? Was it better health? Right? Health is a big issue. A lot of times if you're healthy, it's overlooked, but so make sure that that's a part of your brand story. And what was the major problem you faced that made the change difficult? Again, reiterating, because I told you guys that I struggled with finding a product that was going to really help me build my business, right? I want to pay you to show me how to build my business, not how to sell your product. All right, now it's great to have an affiliate product, like as I have an affiliate product, because you can earn commissions as you're building your business. But a lot of times these companies only want you to sell their products, and they're not really teaching you how to build your own business. All right, so it's very important that you find what major problem you faced. And again, I'm reiterating the problem and just kind of breaking it down as to the things that we talked about earlier and the aspects of a highly compelling brand story, okay? All right, and the call to action, breaking each section down. Your business solution has surfaced. All right, you now have the answer for so many people who can relate to your story. So guys, those are the different things that are in that brand story. Calling your audience to take action and telling them what you want them to do. All right, now make sure as you're writing your brand story that every time you tell your story, you only have one call to action. Don't give people a whole bunch of options, okay? Are you wanting them to subscribe to your email list? Are you wanting them to do something like make a phone call so that you can connect with them over the phone? Are you wanting them to access a special offer? Do you want them to visit you on the web? All right, so whatever that is, it could be you want them to subscribe to your email list. All right, so your brand story should do the following. Should have the brief background story where you tell people where you came from. It should give a summary of the journey, right? The journey that you've been on. Okay, also it should tell the day that you had enough, the day where you whether it was at $2 for those Girl Scout cookies or $2 for a Tylenol, not having no gas in your car, whatever situation brought you to the point where you're watching this video. All right, then what problem did you have as you were out trying to solve the problem that you were trying to solve in your own life, right? The day you had enough and you wanted to change, what problems did you run into? Perhaps you can narrow that down to a specific niche, okay? And of course, you want to make sure that you have, again, defined that problem, and you want to reveal the solution and then have a call to action. All right, so those are the elements of a compelling brand story, brief background summary, brief background story, your journey summary, the day enough was enough, defining the problem, okay, as you went to find your solution, revealing the solution, and calling your audience to the solution that you found that can help them as well. And this was the elements of a highly converting brand story. All right, so go out right now and write down the elements of your highly converting brand story. Just go ahead and, you're going to have to maybe do a couple of rough drafts and different things like that. Don't forget, there's a complete ebook there for you to read. Okay, and in that book, you are going to get access to all the steps, step by step. All right, and then make sure that after you have read that book, maybe you need to listen to the audio, but you need to narrow down your brand story, because you got to have one, because it's what's going to help you stand out from the crowd and win online. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.